I want to talk about one of the biggest updates that came with Inheritance Skill 2.0. After spending some time testing different combinations and seeing how things perform in actual PvP situations, I finally decided to unlock a new Inheritance skill that I believe will have a huge impact on my account and the way I play moving forward. The skill I'm talking about is Dolan Trick, or the broccoli skill. After testing it extensively, I think this is one of the strongest crowd control skills available right now. Why? Because it doesn't just do one thing. It combines multiple disruptive effects into a single package. It slows the target, disables attacks, prevents skill usage, and most importantly, shuts down passive abilities. When you put all of those effects together, it becomes an incredibly powerful tool in both large-scale and small-scale PvP. For my testing, I paired Dolan Trick with my trusty Nameless hero job. I've been using it in both WoE and YoYo PvP, and the results have been surprisingly good. In both environments, the skill consistently creates opportunities that simply weren't available before. The part that really makes this skill shine is the passive disable effect. A lot of powerful jobs in Ragnarok Mobile rely heavily on passive survival mechanics. Wrathgracie is one of the most obvious examples. Once those passive defensive tools are disabled, their survivability drops dramatically. The same thing applies to jobs that depend on anti-death mechanics to stay alive during burst windows. Suddenly, targets that used to be extremely difficult to finish become much easier to deal with. Another major victim of this skill is the Uber-Elinia combination. As most competitive players know, Elinia becomes incredibly dangerous when protected by an Uber partner. That combination has been one of the defining forces in the current PvP meta for quite a while. However, Dolan Trick introduces a direct answer to that strategy. By disabling key passive effects and disrupting the synergy between both jobs, the combo becomes much less reliable. The only notable exception is Ice, since you'll still need additional tools to bypass the single target immunity mechanics. Even then, Dolan Trick adds a level of pressure that wasn't available before, and that's why I believe we're going to see a major shift in the PvP landscape over the next few months. As more players unlock and start using this inheritance skill, the number of Elinia and Uber combinations will gradually decline. Let's be honest. Elinia performs at its absolute best when protected by Uber. Without that support, it loses a significant amount of survivability and overall effectiveness. The damage is still there, but the consistency is not. Because of that, I expect many players to start exploring alternative DPS options that can operate independently without relying on Uber protection. I think that's a good thing. The current DPS meta has been heavily centered around Elinia. Seeing new jobs, new strategies, and different team compositions emerge will make PvP feel fresh again. Whether it's Nameless, Jormungand, Khafra, Ice, or even future jobs that haven't fully entered the spotlight yet, we're finally moving toward a healthier environment where players have more choices, instead of feeling forced into a single dominant setup. The meta will continue to evolve as players discover new interactions, counters, and combinations. But based on what I've seen so far, Dolan Trick is absolutely a skill worth paying attention to. I recommend putting this one on your radar. That being said, there are actually a lot of interesting things hidden within the new inheritance system. Unfortunately, my resources are limited, so it's simply not realistic for me to test every skill personally. There are several inheritance skills that I believe could have a huge impact on future gameplay. I'm sure there are many other combinations waiting to be discovered by players who are willing to experiment. But experimentation itself comes at a cost. Sure, testing can be done on the CBT server, but not everyone has access to it. Even for those who do, the language barrier can sometimes make it difficult to understand exactly how certain mechanics work. Because of that, players are left relying on information from a small group of testers. One thing I personally hope for is that some of the biggest whale players in the game decide to explore these mechanics and share their findings with the community, not just showcasing another gacha session or video, proving that their pocket money is bigger than our yearly salary. Actual testing, actual research, actual information that helps the player base understand the game better. Of course, that's entirely up to them. We can only hope. I also think it would be great if the developers could consider implementing some sort of inheritance reset system in the future. Having a way to reset and experiment would encourage players to explore different builds without feeling permanently locked into a single decision. Experimentation is one of the things that makes ROM interesting. The ability to discover new strategies, to find unexpected synergies, to challenge the established meta. For casual players like us, having access to that kind of flexibility would allow us to do more research and maybe put up a little more resistance while swimming among the whales in the ocean, trying to find that one strategy or that one combination that nobody else saw coming. But once again, for now, we can only hope that the game continues to evolve. The future updates create more diversity rather than less. Hope that players continue to discover creative ways to enjoy the game. Hope for a bright future in this world of Ragnarok Mobile Eternal Love. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.